Tune in to News Punch and Diamond 88.7 FM. News Punch, all about the news.
It's exactly 1 minute gone past 9 a.m. Good morning, and thank you for joining us in today's edition of the News Punch, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. This is where we bring you the trending stories across the globe. My name is Bisola Oduwole Suleiman, and here are the stories making the waves across the world. In Nigeria, a member of the National Peace Committee, Idayat Hassan, has disclosed that there have been more than 134 attacks on the offices and personnel of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, across the country as of January 2023. Hassan made this known yesterday on Channels Television's special election program, The 2023 Verdict. She lamented increasing violence in the country ahead of the 2023 general elections and wondered how the elections would be able to hold if these attacks continue. On what to do to mitigate the rise in violence going forward, Hassan noted that the law which prohibits any other person apart from the security agencies from bearing arms at campaign grounds will be implemented. Meanwhile, in Benue State Governor Samuel Otom has revealed that the assailants who kidnapped the Commissioner for Housing and Urban Development, Chief Ekpe Ogbu, have been arrested. Otom made this known yesterday during the Thanksgiving Mass in honor of the Commissioner held at the St. Paul's Catholic Parish, Utonkon, in Ado local government area of the state. The Benue State Governor, who lamented the security issues in the state, charged the people of Benue South Senatorial District to be vigilant and on the alert to security issues within their area. And on the foreign scene, the United States of America has called on all parties in Syria to immediately grant humanitarian access to all those in need across the country. Washington called on Syrian President Bashar al-Assad to grant immediate access to humanitarian assistance to all those in need, without exception. The White House urged the Syrian president to follow through on a blanket authorization for humanitarian assistance deliveries. Of the 3,500 deaths so far reported in Syria, the bulk occurred in the northwest, in territory largely held by the Hayat Tahrir al-Sham. In the world of sport, Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen Sunday received a Serie A Player of the Month award for January. The informed striker emerged the most outstanding player last month after scoring 5 goals in 5 league appearances. Osimhen was then officially presented with the award by organizers of the Italian top flight on Sunday. And that's all we have for you on this morning's edition of the News Punch. Up next is the Diamond Breakfast Show, where we take a look at the analysis of some of the major stories making the rounds. Do stay with us. We will be right back.
You're listening to Diamond 88.7 FM, shining supreme.
The major talking point in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at smaller countries taking lead, and you call yourself giant of Africa. Yeah.
Nigeria don't spoil my business too much. Nigeria is too hard for us. I mean, I want to kill us. Father, not kill us for Nigeria. Oh, please, help us beg them.
They should reduce their expenditure so that they can free enough money for social development.
I wish for a Nigeria where we elect a leader based on competency and not popularity.
On the Diamond Breakfast Show, we place the spotlight on the critical issues in the country.
Government that says they are broke can prioritize construction of an additional runway over education of the people.
How can a government, how can you hurt Indomine? I mean, this is intolerable. It's provocative.
Now, you see, when you look at our democratic journey, we are yet to practice genuine democratic system in Nigeria.
Join us on Mondays to Friday on the DBS from 9 to 10 a.m. The Diamond Breakfast Show, amplifying the voice of the people.
From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Loring, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. It's a beautiful Monday morning right here in the city of Ilorin. Today, the 13th February 2023, and it's almost Valentine's Day. How are you doing? How was your weekend? This is the Diamond Breakfast Show. This is where we take a look at some of the major stories making the rounds. Don't forget, it is a production of our News and Current Affairs Department here at Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. We take a look at some of the stories as it affects us as a people, as Nigerians. We talk about politics, we talk about government, we talk about every sector of the economy on this program. And this morning, we'll be taking a look at a couple of stories, and I'm told that my guest is on his way. So while we wait for the guest analyst on the program this morning, we move on with a couple of the stories. We talk about it, and then we open up the platforms with which you can contribute on the program. My name is Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. I am your host on the Diamond Breakfast Show. All right, the first story this morning is on the CBN redesign policy of the new Naira notes. There's been a lot of conversation surrounding this particular policy, a lot of issues, a lot of challenges with it. We've talked about it from the people's angle, from the CBN's angle, from the government's angle, the reason why this policy has been put in place. Now, the CBN is a respected financial government body, that it became more populous from December to the present moment. The CBN policy is surely a conversation that we can't stop having, especially at this point in time. The Apex Bank on its end has been receiving a lot since the beginning of this year over the poor handling of the policy on the Naira redesign and cash withdrawal policy, as banks continue to defy the directives on the cash disbursement through the on-the-counter withdrawal and the use of their automated teller machines. There were reports that rather than comply with the CBN's directives, some bank officials refused to upload the new Naira notes to their ATMs, while some of them decided to cut down the amount of cash paid out to customers in flagrance with the directives of the Apex Bank. We have seen videos of this, and some bank managers were arrested, and the list continues to go on and on and on. Despite an extension, some business owners are still refusing the old currencies. We have seen cases where some shops, some supermarkets, private business owners have refused these old notes. The Zamfara State Governor made a bold statement at the weekend to sanction any enterprise that fails to collect the old currency. The same order took effect in Kanu, where the state governor shut down a business venture for that. Many people are trading different blames on the CBN and the federal government. Some felt that the time given to implement this policy is too short. What are your thoughts on this morning? However, the Supreme Court has suspended the intended respect of the deadline or the possibility of an extension. So we're waiting for the 15th of February when there will be an hearing on this particular issue, and we will know if the deadline will be upheld or there will be an extension. But while we wait for all that, what are your thoughts on this particular policy, or what are the challenges that you're facing currently? What are the issues right now? We have blamed the government, we have blamed the CBN. What about the people? We have seen scenarios whereby you're expected to do, there's no cash in the economy right now. You're expected to do transfers, but the how do I put it now? The issues surrounding that as well, network issues and all that, then extra charges which people are charging to ensure that, you're able to transfer to their business, or you're able to use the POS. These are some of the issues that we're going to take a look at this morning. You can join us via the platforms: Facebook at Diamond 887 FM, YouTube Diamond FM Ilorin. You can drop your comments, let us know your thoughts on this particular issue this morning. Then I'll quickly take a look at the second issue while we wait for our guests to dissect this particular topic this morning. But in the meantime, you can let me know your thoughts. You can send me messages via WhatsApp 091 3655 6864 091 3655 6864. What are your thoughts? Why do you think people are rejecting this old note? And do you feel that they are right as a people? Now, we're taking a look at it from the people's angle, the business owners' angle. Let's quickly go on this short timeout. We will be right back. All right, the phone line is buzzing already. We have our analyst from the other end trying to call in to talk about this particular issue. Hello, good morning. All right, do call us back, 09136556952. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Zil from Cherry School.
All right, Dr. Zil, it's good to have you on the show.
Yeah, I want to quickly say that Nigeria as a country and our politicians and leaders should learn to keep doing the same thing the same way and still expect different results. It doesn't work that way. And if you look at it, even elementary pupils now know that you need to change your approach even to life. But I don't know why our politicians keep doing things as if when we look at their age and whatever they do, commonsensically, things should not be done the way we are doing things. But these Naira notes, they say the people. Let me tell you, the people are actually ruled by rulers. And if the rulers are getting it wrong, automatically we should not expect the people to do it better. Because for me, I have learned to say, we should stop deceiving ourselves that the people. Why do we have leaders among the people? It is because the people need to be guided. The people need guidance because the people will surely want to go astray in one way or the other if there are no leaders.
Okay.
But the type of leaders we have, they themselves need guidance. That's the problem now. Our leaders don't have guidance. They don't have something to. They also need to be led accordingly. They need to do things the right way. Because if you look at this, what is going on now is that it is from top to bottom. Let nobody tell us that from bottom to top. Who does that? So what is going on now is that we all need to wake up and starting from the leadership role to the people, because the people here now, they will be pointing at, okay, if they do it here, it will affect us down. That's why you see that when banks don't release money, POS people also take advantage of it. So if you look at it, when you want to buy something, and even common people will tell you, don't give me old Naira notes, give me Naira notes. It's because all this thing is coming from the top. That's why we say the top is still the issue, so that the right thing can be done.
All right.
Do it right there.
Now, Dr. Zil, before you go, you have said that it still boils down to the government, but do we still blame the government for these extra charges that people like us, people like you and I, are charging on these notes? There's a particular benchmark for how much they are expected to charge, but now they are charging exorbitant rates. Are we still going to blame the government for that?
Yes, because there are supposed to be regulations. Do they arrest? Do they control? Do they enforce?
Okay.
You see, the people we always want to take advantage where there is no enforcement, where there is no control. Look at it. The people don't obey traffic lights until they see a policeman. They don't obey even roundabout or to wait for their turn until they see a Batman in Kwara or last man in Lagos. So the people need to follow. You monitor whatever law that is put in place. And we say the people must be guided. That's what I mean. Must make sure, I'm a teacher now, I'm a consultant. Why am I a leader in the school? I'm here to watch what is going on. Why not stay in my house and expecting to work well? It cannot be like that.
All right, Dr. Zil, I hear you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that contribution. Let's see if we can take one more call. And while I was talking to my guest, to Dr. Zil, my guest stepped in the studio, but we'll give him a few seconds to catch his breath while we take another call. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, we want the doctor from that committee.
All right, go ahead, doctor.
What the doctor just said, the work stops on the table of the government. If there are regulations, if you want to bring out a policy, you analyze the policy very well before you bring it out. How will this affect the masses that we are governing? The time frame between the release of the money and the time it will terminate to be a value tender was too short.
Okay.
And people are rushing. Why do we have to rush for everything in Nigeria? We rush to collect PVC, to get petrol, to get money from the bank. The money that belongs to individuals that they worked for is wrong. This policy should have been analyzed and allowed people to even debate if it is necessary.
All right.
So that people will make contributions. And at the end of the day, those people that are putting charges, when they get to the bank, they charge them extra money. When they get back to their own something. So it's everybody's fault.
All right. All right, thank you so much, Dotun, for that call. We need to go on this short timeout. When we come back, we'll go into the conversation proper with our guest in the building. To stay with us, you can still watch us live on Facebook at Diamond 887 FM, YouTube, Diamond FM Ilori, and send us your contribution via WhatsApp 091 3655 6864. We'll be right back.
ikú parapọ̀ ikú ọmọlé èrún parapọ̀ wọ́n máa gìyàn gbogbo ọmọ ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara ẹja parapọ̀ sóríire látara ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú People's Democratic Party PDP ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú tó mẹ̀tọ́ mẹ̀tò tó mú káyọ̀ gbẹdẹmukẹ fún tolórí tẹlẹ́mù tó nílé tàlejò nígbà tí wọ́n ṣèjọba ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP láàánú mẹ̀kúnnù bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n kó àkóyawọ́ àwọn àkànṣe iṣẹ́ jàǹkànjàǹkàn ní díẹ̀ nínú àwọn iṣẹ́ tí ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP ti ṣe sẹ́yìn ẹja tara ṣàṣàgbá káàdì ìdìbò wa ká parapọ̀ dẹ́gbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP padà àní sọ̀bùnú bẹ́ẹ̀ là ní ṣìbòdì.
ẹ̀yin ará Kwara mi ọ̀wọ́n ká dìbò fẹ́gbẹ́ tó láàánú ará ìlú ó sú wa ẹ jẹ́ ká dìbò fún ẹgbẹ́ PDP.
PDP, power to the people.
All right, welcome back. If you're just tuned in and joining us, you're listening to the Diamond Breakfast Show, reaching you from the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM Ilori. My name is Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. I'm your host on the Diamond Breakfast Show this morning. And I have with me Mr. Sakaria Lawal Abiodu Yita, the head of History Department, Kwara State College of Education. A very good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, the moderator, the crew, and the listeners at home. I'm sorry for coming late. It's as a result of Nigerian problems. Because of these traffic issues and what have you.
All right.
Thanks for listening.
All right, but we appreciate that you're still able to make it despite the challenge this morning. All right, now I'm sure you've been following this conversation.
Quite. Yeah.
Now, the conversation is, I don't think it's going to end anytime soon. It's something we've been having for weeks, for months now. And a lot of people have talked about the CBN and the faults that they have in it. But do you still feel it is necessary to still fault this CBN at this point in time for this policy?
For you to know, I've been following you. You look at the people's perspective, the CBN, and what the government is doing. You see, it's unfortunate we are still at this stage. I remember the last time I was on this program. I said we had crisis of fuel at our hand. We have the issue of the security things again. The CPN should avoid joining the issue of cash or currency swap or whatever name they give it to the Nigerian problem. Today, it has been added to the problem. But my question is, for whoever parties involved here, of what interest are they serving? If the CBN said they want cashless policy at all time, at all costs, why are they putting Nigerian masses into this kind of hardship and crisis? Government is about serving people. It's not about imposing your own opinion on them. Whatever policy you design, there must have bring out or necessitated any hardship on the Nigerian masses. Does not want it. In whatever anything somebody say you are controlling the circulation, you are controlling whatever. Initially, every one of us buy into this idea, but the implementation is very, very poor. When you know you are not printing enough, or you are printing enough, you are not following how the commercial banks are dishing it out. And somebody will now be telling us story, they are spending it at the party, they are spending it anywhere. There are some people who are selling naira for naira. What is the regulatory agency that the CBN is doing? Do you know, the last time I spoke, I said, look, Nigeria is not a banana republic. It's a government with authority and power. And we have state apparatus that has to put all these anomalies in place. Whoever is found culpable in the selling of naira, in the hoarding of naira, in whatever form, bring that person to book. All what I will know is that after then we see the ICPC, the EFCC, even the DSS, although they help in a bit.
Yeah, we have heard cases of arrest here and there.
Even they went into the bank forts and what have you, they discover naira. Yes, those who did that, what have they done to them under the law?
They've been arrested.
They've been arrested. How many? At what level? Then what follows after the arrest? These are issues Nigeria needs to know so that we serve as deterrent to others. That is number one.
Right.
The government on their own, I don't know. But what I know to be government is those that have the power to control the affairs of the people. And when we talk of power, power is something that is very difficult to define. But we know every aspect of human life is concentrating on the person that have the power. Even when we don't have the modern government, by the time we have the traditional institutions, they still use this power to control people. Now we have corporate government, or let's say the modern democracy. Where are those instruments of the government that they can use in order to make life bearable, meaningful for people of Nigeria? The hardship is much. And for whatever any government at any level will be saying they are doing to curb this, it is not it's not all that being something that we can say we appreciate. Why? Because it has been taking too long. What I was saying, because some policies under 24 hours, under 48 hours need to have been addressed, bring up something that will have eased the tension up till now, for close to 1 month now. 1 full good month that this issue of naira has been added to the fuel issues. There is no kind of solution in sight. Thank God the federal government say, okay, we are bringing in the national state council, whatever, that the former head of states and what have you, to come and advise them. It has been since Friday. They've advised the government. What is the position of government? Please, whatever policy anybody will bring to Nigerian masses, once it will cause hardship for us, then somebody will not get this thing easily. You work. For you to collect money is a problem. You need fuel. In a country that even the 70% of our GDP, or what we call our earnings, foreign exchange earnings, even in terms of our revenue, lies on the oil. We cannot get oil, then we are still suffering. Why some people are smiling to banks from the neighboring borders in the name of smuggling. Somebody somewhere at a particular time refused to perform his duty.
All right.
From whatever level. And that is why the masses are suffering.
All right.
And it doesn't want it.
All right. Now, talking about the massive suffering, Nigerians are the ones, or they were the ones who have been complaining about this policy. But some Nigerians right now are maintaining their stance on whether to collect or reject the old notes, knowing fully well that the deadline for the 10th was not upheld because of the Supreme Court stand on it right now. Now, would you accept any further sanctions on those, or would you recommend any further sanctions on those who are making a stance on whether to accept or reject these old notes? Let's recall that a supermarket in a particular state was shut down because they refused to accept these old notes. We have blamed the government. What about the people? What about these business owners who are taking the laws into their hands, in quote and unquote, right now?
You see, when you see that the center cannot be held, every other thing degenerated. What am I saying here? People will take law into their hand because those who to enforce the law has not been able to do so at the right time when people were suffering. You see, I don't blame any Nigerian, please, in this sense. If you have a market, you reject naira, fine, although there is no law that ban that. But the financial institutions that are supposed to make categorical statements concerning the receiving or rejecting this currency keep much. Then what do you expect anybody to do? What
so
did you
still
explain?
Going back to those who are expected to enforce
yes,
this
the central bank need to come up with categorical statements. Now they are saying they are extending it for 10 days. They say after 10 days, another 7 days window they can be. All these things are big grammars. Nigeria don't need it. Tell us in black and white, in simple sentence, the money in circulation, both old and new, will be going concurrently till so time. That's what we want to know. Right. And the bank should be accepting it. That should be another clause that will follow. Then individuals should not reject this money until when it is totally phased out. Now when that thing has not come up, everybody will be doing whatever they want. Right. And then they need to protect their businesses. They need to protect. For anybody to put sanction on them, they are just doing that for doing sake. The government at all levels should see this as a challenge. And I refuse to read some political meanings to this, because some people were saying yes, it's because the elections are coming and people must be alive before they will vote. People must be alive before they will vote.
All right.
The situation in the country must be conducive before the voting will take place. So I don't expect that anybody or any party, whether those are in power or those are coming, will be interested in this unrest in the name of election. I still don't believe.
All right.
But those that are failures, majorly, is the central bank.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Yeta. Let's quickly move on to the second issue. Don't forget, you can still join in the conversation via WhatsApp 091 3655 6864, or send us a message. You can also call us on 091 3655 6952. Drop your comments on Facebook at Diamond 887 FM and YouTube, Diamond FM Ilorin. Let's know your reactions to this particular issue. Now, the second story is on the elections. The 2023 elections look to have a lot of issues that seem to threaten its proposed smooth conduct. Time with that number, the Electoral Commission has assured Nigerians and international communities that it is ready to ensure that the election leaves an envious historical reference. With the fuel scarcity still a very big issue right now, the conversation on the Naira policy is never short of the debates. Security concerns are still there. Another big issue. The INEC offices had suffered attacks in the past months. The security issues are not just limited to INEC offices, but as well to local and urban centers in the country. With all these issues, INEC still looks determined not to compromise its assurance that it has given to Nigeria that there will be a free and fair election. Now, my question to you is, does this present realities, this bulk of issues that we have at this point in time in the country, call for a postponement of the elections?
No, it's not up to that. It's not yet up to that, because we still believe something can be done between now and February 25. That will likely have
about 12 days.
12 days time. Something can still be done if the government is sincere and serious about resolving this issue, especially the issue of cash and the issue of fuel. Once these two issues have been tackled, I believe or the issue of conduct of elections will not have problem. Okay. And the chairman of the INEC has been doing a lot, at least here and there. You've seen him all over TV, everywhere, making consultations, engaging those partners that can be of help. Even there was a time these transporters, you need to engage them. These are the informal sector that they engage in it, and then even other stakeholders that were very particular about it, especially the Nigeria police and other security agencies. He has been doing that. And on Friday, he was also in the filler to address the state council, at least on their preparedness. Right. As far as the INEC is concerned, they are going on with their own program. We are only appealing to the federal government to please, in the interest of Nigerian masses, and to allow for the smooth elections and transition of the government. They should nip this issue, they should address the issue of currency swap as well as the issue of fuel. Right. Once these two things are tackled, I don't think Nigeria are fully ready and prepared.
All right, Mr. Yuta, we'll still talk more on this particular issue when we come back from this break. We need to go on the short time out. When we come back, we'll still be talking about the issues we have for this morning. But in the meantime, you can send us WhatsApp messages 091 3655 6864. To stay with us, we will be back.
Everyone loves an upgrade, but with DSTV, you get boosted to a whole new level. Upgrade to more football and get boosted to the most heart-racing sports moments. Upgrade to your favorite shows and get boosted to emotions like never before. Upgrade to the best action movies and get boosted to high-octane scenes that make you shout, woo!
Upgrade your DSTV package and DSTV will boost you to the next higher package. Offer valid from January 25th to March 31st. Terms and conditions apply.
Aṣíwájú bọ̀ wá o. Aṣíwájú bọ̀. Òun àti Ṣètìmá. Fún ìlọsíwájú Nàìjíríà. Fún ètò ààbò tó gbèrègèdè. Kí Nàìjíríà lè dára sí i. Aṣíwájú.
Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Nàìjíríà rere, àkókò ti tó láti yan ẹni náà tí yóò ru ẹrù Nàìjíríà gẹ́gẹ́ bí ààrẹ. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ṣe ń dìbò, ẹ dìbò fún olóye tó ní ètò pẹ̀lú ọgbọ́n àtinúdá fún ìrẹ́pọ̀ àwọn èèyàn wa kí orílẹ̀-èdè yìí lè ní ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ àti ọrọ̀ ajé tó gbópọn pẹ̀lú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àìsìkí fèmí àti ìwọ.
Aṣíwájú bọ̀ wá o. Òun àti Ṣètìmá. Fún ìlọsíwájú Nàìjíríà, ẹ dìbò fún Aṣíwájú.
Ẹ dìbò fún Aṣíwájú Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu fún ipò ààrẹ àti Sẹ́nitọ́ Kashim Shettima gẹ́gẹ́ bí igbákejì ààrẹ.
APC Progress.
All right, welcome back. You're still tuned in and listening to the Diamond Breakfast Show, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilori. I am still your host. My name is Bisola Oduwole Suleiman, and I still have my guest in the building, Mr. Zakaria Lawal Abiodun Yeta. And we've been talking about the CBN's redesign policy and the challenges that we're facing so far as Nigerians and how this can be solved, how this issue can be resolved. And the second story we're talking about this morning is on the 2023 elections. We're taking a look at the issues that we have on ground, fuel scarcity, the currency swap, insecurity, and the likes, and how it affects the election. Do we think that, I've asked my guest, I asked him before we stepped out of the program a few minutes ago, that does he think if some of these issues are resolved, the elections can still go? And he has told me that when the government solve the problem of the new Naira note swap and the fuel scarcity, but you're not talking about insecurity. Now, let's quickly take a look at the attacks on the INEC offices. They destroyed properties, they destroyed very essential materials, and the fuel scarcity and the new Naira note are not the only issues that we have. Let's not forget that insecurity is a very big problem in Nigeria, coupled with the attacks on INEC offices, specific attacks on certain offices of the Independent National Electoral Commission. What is the role of the government, especially in this conversation, as it comes down to the issue of attacks on the INEC offices and insecurity in general?
Let me bring up something. When we are about to have the election of Anambra State, sometimes I think last year or so, Nigeria were having an apprehension that the election will not hold, this and that the area is restive, and we have this issue of sit down mandating and what have you. Despite all odds, elections was conducted in Anambra. The winner was declared, and the governors took over the mantle of power. Let me tell you, we condemn all this attack in its entirety, and whoever are behind it are enemy of Nigerian people and enemy of democracy. But the percentage, as far as this attack in INEC offices are concerned, is no other too heavy or too wide or having a magnitude that we can now use that basis to say that election cannot hold. Let me tell you, except in few cases in other parts of Nigeria, where these attacks are constant or persistent is the northeast. Southeast of Nigeria, about 5 states or so. Majorly, I think in Anambra and Imo were the most pronounced area where these things are attacked. And I still want to believe there are some forces within the political circles that are behind this. Maybe they have one or two issues to solve with those governors or whoever the political gladiators there. And that may be the reason why those ones. But apart from that, in other parts of Nigeria, most of these INEC facilities has not been attacked. And that's why you can see the activities in terms of continuing voters registration, which they have finished, and the sharing of these voters card and what have you. People have been coming, especially in the northeast, northwest, north central. We don't have much crisis. Northwest, southwest, southeast, south, except in the southeast. So, and we believe government is trying to address all those things so that the attack can be bring under control and those perpetrators can be brought to book so that people there also will not be disenfranchised. Be it as it may, when you now look at or you assess the security situation in Nigeria now, I want to use this opportunity to commend the Nigerian forces, both the military, the police, and whoever involved, the DSS and what have you. Reason is that the wave of the crime in terms of even kidnapping and attacks have been brought down significantly.
Okay.
I'm not saying it may not be happening in some places, some pockets of attacks here and there, but it's not as sporadic like 2001, 2002. 2001, 2021, 2022. But from at least in the last 1 year now, I think that thing has been addressed, except in few cases where a train station was attacked recently at Delta State, I think Uguaja or something like that, around Uromi side. All these things are part of those criminals that have seen this way of crime as their business. Because when I look at the radar of all these things, at times when economic interest has been attached to a particular thing, it's always been difficult to get those that were in that chain out of that start act, because that is where they think they are make their living, and that is why these criminals have been seen, because it's more of an economic thing. When they attack the rail stations, they do this hostage taking or kidnapping or whatever name you call it, they know what they are getting in return. Unfortunately, there is no even cash in circulation for anybody to even demand for ransom. So we only pray we should not be kidnapped, or anybody should not be kidnapped, because if anybody even look for ransom now, the money is not available. And that was one of the reasons why the CBN governor was accused when they want to do this change of naira fees and what have you. We'll see from that angle, that thing has been, has helped. But the implementation in totality, honestly, they have not get it right.
All right. Now, still talking about INEC, do you think INEC has done enough in its capacity to sensitize the public on how it intends to conduct these coming elections, with emphasis on the devices to be used and how they work? I know there was a mock election some time ago, a couple of weeks back, but have they done enough to tell people how this works? This is how we're going to do it on the day of the election.
You see, in that voters education, voter sensitization is not only the INEC's responsibility. They need to involve political parties, civil society organizations, and even the media in this mobilization, in this sensitization and voters education, which I believe at the party level, the political parties have been doing a lot to educate the voters, whether from their supporters or outside, because education is general. You don't say you are narrow education somewhere. No, you have to give everybody the understanding, the knowledge of how the machine works, so that at the end of the day, because if at the end of the day, they recorded much of the what we call voting apathy. Or we now see that after the voting, many of these ballot people that were supposed to vote were disenfranchised. It is a great loss on the part of political parties. Even the INEC will have said they have done their own best, but the political parties know that their fate or their their thing is hanging in balance here.
Right.
That is so they are prospect. So they need to be going here and there. I think bulk of this show were being done by the political parties. However, that does not mean that the INEC should not do a kind of massive voters orientation and as well as voters education as for how beavers works. What do they expect at the polling units? Who are those that are supposed to be there? They need to partner with these media, both print media and electronics media and what have you, even the social media, to see that they drive this knowledge down to the grassroots where they may not even have access to all these modern information devices, equipment, or what have you. But in a simpler language, even they have to come up with posters and what have you, that they have to be placed in strategic places up to the remotest area of Nigeria, that if the person cannot read and write, the picture will be able to tell you that when you get to this point, this is what you will do. When you move from this point to this point, this is what you do. All these posters, in those days we used to have it. Even when they used to build this the 14 house, this what you call cubicle now. They used to build it in those days with thatched roof. These thatched grasses. One election is coming and we have seen them erecting these thatched grasses. We know election is approaching, but that is not coming up. So we want them to come up with posters with all this manner of billboards and what have you across, so that they will not be more of a elitist issue. It will be driven down to the grassroots.
Okay, so there's still more that needs to be done.
They need to
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Yeta. Let's take a couple of contributions right now. You can call us on 091-3655-6952. Tell us your thoughts on the issues discussed this morning. The first story is on the Naira redesign policy, while the second is on the coming 2023 elections. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Kola Alashoke from Tagobo.
All right, Kola. Good to have you on the show. In a few minutes, few seconds, please. All right, go ahead.
The issue of the INEC, how can you destroy the INEC? If you see somebody wants to destroy the INEC, 80% is you. I don't know the reason why it is to INEC to destroy it. Why? By the time the INEC is established now, it's not easy. Even with this no security, no nation. What can you destroy the security guys and other two?
All right.
So if you want to vote, go and vote in the booth. Go women about. I don't know the reason why a woman are fighting the election.
All right.
If a woman are about the security topic, the reason of the
All right, thank you so much, Kola Lashoke, for that contribution. Kola Dianyide says, we have money, but no access to it. CBN should pump 90% of already swapped currency into circulation. Cashless policy should be handled with incentives and not with power or authority. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Mr. Ben from Italekma.
Mr. Ben, it's good to have you on the show. Go ahead.
Thank you. I just want to ask a simple question. Because President Buhari said Nigeria should give him 7 days to resolve the issue of old and new naira. So after the expiration of 7 days, we have not seen anything that he has done about it. So Nigerians are still suffering on this issue. And the APC government against APC government, they have put Nigerians into confusion. So they should tell us where they are going and where we are going. Thank you and God bless Nigeria.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Ben. 09136556952. That is the number to call. 09136556952. Or you can send us WhatsApp messages. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Zip and
All right, Dr. Zil, good to have you. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just want to say anybody is waiting for 7 days from Mr. President. The president is just coming to Nigeria. How many promises have been made that he didn't fulfill? So you should not be to stop believing in government, because all these people, they will say whatever they want to say and keep getting in. Maybe the new one when they start to put their whatever. Because as you see, all these things, nothing has been done. The suffering is there. It's like Nigeria, we love suffering and we love to put our people in a lot of suffering. And we keep deceiving ourselves with prayer. Prayers that doesn't pass the
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Zil. We need to go on a short timeout. When we come back, we'll be wrapping up on the program, and then we move on to another segment. We have a special guest in the studio this morning. Stay with us. It is still the Diamond Breakfast Show. We'll be back.
ẹdúró náà baálé mi ṣébi tẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ mi bá ń jẹ́ òní tá à ń já kòtò tá à ń já gegele náà kọ́ yìí kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́.
Kwara ti yàtọ̀ ni láyé ìṣèjọba gómìnà Abdulrahman Abdulrazak àkàìmọye iṣẹ́ ojú ọ̀nà ni wọ́n ti gùn lé kó lè bá àmúlí lọ bíbọ̀ ọkọ̀ àtàwọn èrò tó ń kọjá lójú pópó lọ nírọ̀rùn. iṣẹ́ ń lọ lọ́wọ́ lórí General Túndé Ìdíàgbọ̀n flyover ní táǹkẹ̀ títí oníbejì láti Yẹ́bùmọ́ roundabout lọ dádẹ́ta tó fi dọ́lọ́jẹ̀ táǹkẹ̀ òkè odò ring road ń kọ́ tó fi máa túnṣe Odiyidi road àti Abdulaziz Ata road nílọrin tiléṣà bàrùbá wọ gbànàrà níjọba àbílẹ̀ bàrùtín kìlómítà 23 ni tó fi mọ́ òsì òbò ayégúnlẹ̀ road lẹ́kìtì tilérè district nífẹ̀ẹ́ lódùn Coca-Cola Palace road níjẹ̀bà àwọn ọ̀nà oníworo síworo interlocking lọ bàbẹ̀sùá ọ̀nà tògbóndóròkọ amáyọ bypass olómù road lómù àrán Kamal district nílọrin west Emir Palace road ní yasukira àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ mélòó la fẹ́ kà.
baálé mi tó bá òun ni tó bá wá rí bẹ́ẹ̀ Malam Abdulrahman jíjẹ ní gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni dìbò fún Malam Abdulrahman Abdulrazak gẹ́gẹ́ bí gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara lábẹ́ àsíá ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC Progress APC máa ṣe lọ.
All right, welcome back. You're still tuned into the Diamond Breakfast Show, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM. Lauren, let's take one more call and wrap up this particular segment of the program this morning. 091-3655-6952. That is the number to call, 091-3655-6952. Let's hear your thoughts before we go out of the program this morning. I still have my guest in the building, Mr. Abiodun. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Bless you. This is Folake.
Oh, we lost that call. All right, Folake, I wish we could take any more calls this morning. We have to go. Mr. Abiodun, before we wrap up on the program, let me take your final thoughts on the issues discussed this morning.
Well, every Nigerian must know that this country belongs to all of us, and we must strive at our hands in whatever form to make sure we contribute positively to the growth and development of the country. Whether high, mighty, or the low, we are stakeholders as far as Nigeria is concerned.
All right. Thank you so much. My guest has been Mr. Zakaria Lawal Abiodun, the head of History Department, Kwara State College of Education in Ilorin. Thank you so much for coming in this morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right. And when we come back, we'll be having special guests on the program from the Federal Government College Old Students Association. They're celebrating their 50th anniversary, and we'll be having a conversation about it this morning. Just stay with us. Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to Diamond 88.7 FM, shining supreme.
Shine bright like a diamond.
This is our promise. We've made up our minds to do something new, something different, do more, do the impossible, do better, do big, do good, do it again and again and again. Do what no one else has done with radio. This is our promise at Diamond FM. Diamond 88.7 FM, shining supreme.
All right, welcome back. You're still tuned in to Diamond 88.7 FM, Laurie. This is still the Diamond Breakfast Show, and this morning we have special guests in the building. I have with me Rear Admiral Muhazu Salami. He is the national president of the Federal Government College Old Students Association. A very good morning to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning. It's so nice to have you in the studio.
Same to here.
All right. And this morning, we're celebrating the Federal Government College 50th anniversary. This is in preparation of the celebration, and we're here to talk about it. First, let's talk about the Federal Government College. Let's start from your experience. What year did you graduate from this particular institution?
I graduated in 1978.
1978.
Prestigious
wow.
school.
Wow, that was a long time ago. Let's talk. Let's go down the memory lane a little bit. What was your experience like in the school?
My experience was quite great. It gave me an opportunity to have the feel of a national mix,
wow,
where you have children from all states of the federation, nooks and crannies, of different religious background, different languages, different cultures, and coming together to learn and become friends throughout our stay in school.
All right. Now, do you still keep in touch with almost all your classmates? Of course, we can't say all, but at least almost a particular number of your classmates from that set.
I think I do keep in touch with them, thanks to great strides in technology now. We have various social platforms available,
all right,
where we interact, not just among my classmates, but also with almost all the colleagues.
All right. That's beautiful. Now, this Federal Government Old Students Association is one that brings almost everybody together. What are the activities slated for this particular 50th anniversary that you're celebrating right now? What activities do you have laid down to celebrate this anniversary?
We have several series of activities, including this one that is taking place right now.
Exactly.
But before now, we kick-started the activities with a press conference on a Friday.
Okay.
At the school premises. And thereafter, we had a Jumat service to seek for God's blessings, not only for now, but for the years ahead.
Okay.
And also thank God for what has happened in the past and for us to weather the storm. On Saturday, we had another great activity where we had interaction with the students and the general community, parents, the community, Ogidi community, where the school itself is located, through the inter-house sport, the 34th inter-house sport that took place on Saturday.
Okay.
It also gave us an opportunity to meet some key VIPs in the state through the sports program. Of course, yesterday again we had another activity. You had a denominational service, kind of Thanksgiving service by the Christian community of the school and the staff, and it's been quite interesting so far. Okay. And we still have more activities because the program itself is going to span from 10th to 18th of February 2023.
Oh, it's a big celebration.
Yeah, that's it. You got it right.
All right. Now, let's quickly talk about the Federal Government College's Old Students Association. As an association, as a school association, we expect that, or people expect that, you're supposed to give back to your institution, give back to your alma mater. What would you say has been the activities of the Federal Government Old Students Association so far towards your institution or your alma mater, I would say?
I think the Old Students Association have done their best, and they will still do better.
But let's talk about some of your achievements.
Yes, that's what I was trying to get at. It's not limited to this 50th anniversary. So over the years, the old students have been supporting the school. They've been supporting the school very well. We have several reunions that do take place, apart from the annual reunion. We have various sets who have their reunion at certain years, especially when the years are very significant. For example, 25 years anniversary, 30, maybe 40. For each set, they do that. We also had our 40th anniversary sometimes 10 years ago, which was also in this Ilorin.
Okay.
So a lot of things were done. So this is another great milestone. So this is the 50th anniversary.
Yes, it's
so
a
we
big
still
one.
have a lot of things we will do to give back, and we are still praying to God that will be alive for further ones where we'll still give back, and the younger ones will still represent us to give back to the school.
All right, by the special grace of God. Now, this is the 50th anniversary. I know that you have, you said the anniversary is spanning, that's about 8 days, between 10th and 18th.
Yeah.
Today is the 13th. What activities you have for this week and the grand finale, which is on the 18th? And who are those dignitaries who would be coming for this particular event?
Thank you very much. We still, we will have some series of activities just like this, but it starts to pick up on the 16th.
Okay.
Actually, on the 15th is the Founders Day.
All right.
So we have that on Wednesday. We have a lot of activities on the 15th. We are going to commission some of the projects.
Okay.
We are on that day. We still, some of the projects will still be commissioned through the year because we consider this year as an anniversary year.
All right.
So it's not all what we are doing that is be done on the 15th, but we'll try to.
Well, major projects will be
on that day.
Okay.
Again on the 16th. Well, by then we expect most of our students to be arriving.
All right.
So we have a meet and greet in the evening, a social outing.
Beautiful.
Very informal, where we intend to meet, and maybe if some of members of their families are around, we have a meet and greet. The activity picks up again on the 17th, where we hope we are going to have a special assembly with the young students in the school.
Okay.
We're also going to top it up at the night with a gala night late in the evening, where we'll have a social interaction between the old students and the students there and the staff. Social activity which will display the culture of the environment, and then finally we'll end by the 18th. On the 18th we will have our annual general meeting, which is the 12th AGM of the old students.
Okay.
One of our major activities. On that same day we will have an anniversary lecture.
All right.
We'll have a dinner, which will be graced by by VIPs in the society, not only in this community. We are expecting the former head of state, General Olusegun Obasanjo, to be the chairman
of this particular
Of course,
event.
yes. We are also inviting His Excellency, the Governor of the states, among so many dignitaries that will be coming across
For
the country,
this
and some of the guests are coming outside the country.
All right. Now let's quickly talk about the project. Can you just mention one or two of the projects that will be commissioned for this particular anniversary?
We have a solar light project, for example.
Okay. Is it for the community or for the school?
For the school.
Okay.
To give a good illumination at night to improve the security situation.
Okay.
And give some aesthetics to the environment.
All right.
And the another major project we'll be doing, it will be the donation of computers to the students to improve their capability in ICT, which drives the entire world now.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. And we wish you a very happy 50th anniversary. And I hope people like us are also invited.
You are always invited.
All right. Thank you so much.
I hope to see you there. We'll be happy for you to cover all our events.
All right. That would be nice.
And,
it's just
please tell the Loring community that we are very grateful for being kind hosts to all of us.
All right.
And that so far so good. We are all very happy, and for those coming,
all right,
they are looking forward to coming back home and interact with the good people of Ilorin and the good people of the state.
All right. Thank you so much, and we appreciate you for the good work that you're doing towards your alma mater as well. Thank you, Rear Admiral Mohazu Salami. He is the National President of the Federal Government College Old Students Association. Once again, I wish you a very, very happy anniversary.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure being with you.
Thank you for coming. And it's a wrap on the show this morning. My name is Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. Do ensure that you have a lovely Monday morning. Take care of yourself.
Diamond FM, your one-stop dial.
ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ mi ẹ ṣeun
ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ mi ẹ ṣeun tẹ́ ń fẹ́ Taminatu. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Èmi ọmọ yín ni o, Alájà Amina Obirere. Ẹ máa bá wa gbọ́ Diamond FM 88.7, your shining supreme station.
Òṣùpá ò pé méjì lójú